In this section, let us look at some of the most useful shortcuts in Jupyter. First, I want you to pay attention to the blue border when I click on the cell. If there is a blue border, it means that the cell is in edit mode. So we can edit something in here. Let's remove this. Now, if I click out of it, or I click back in and I press the escape key, the blue border goes away and the cell is set to be in command mode. So because of this, any activated cell has two modes, the edit mode and the command mode. What is an activated cell? The cell that has this blue bar on its left side is the activated cell. Now let us look at some shortcuts. Let's go to help and let's click on show keyboard shortcuts. And in this pop-up, you can see there's quite a lot of shortcuts. Again, we are not going to be using most of these, but I'll show you some common ones. Let's say I want to insert a cell right below this cell. Make sure that the cell is in command mode and then press B to insert a cell right below. And now you can see a new cell is inserted. What if I wanted to insert an empty cell above this cell? In that case, come back to the cell, press escape to put it in command mode and press A. And that is it. You see an empty cell inserted above it. So press B to insert an empty cell below and press A to insert an empty cell above. A for above and B for below. But if for some reason you don't want this empty cell at the top, just activate it, press escape to put it in command mode, and you can press D twice to delete it. Now, I'm coming down to this empty cell and I'm going to print hello world message. So print hello world. And to run this, as we've been doing so far, we can click on the run button. And now we can see the hello world printed below as expected. But note that when you run this cell, it will only execute the code written in this one cell. In other words, the code in other cells will not be executed. Let me show you what I mean. Let us remove the describe method now and replace it with, let's say, print machine learning is great and fun. Now let's click back on our initial code segment and let us now hit run. You can see that only this particular code segment that is currently activated is executed. The output for this below code segment has not been updated. So if you want to run all of the code segments together, we cannot use this run button, but instead click on this run tab and select run all cells. And now you can see ML is great and fun is logged as the output. Running all the code segments can work for smaller projects, but if you're working with large datasets, this can take a lot of time. It is precisely for that reason Jupyter saves all the outputs, so you don't have to unnecessarily run all of the code segments all the time. But this feature is always available for you to use. So if we come back to our desktop, this notebook file that we have here has our source code organized in cells along with the outputs for each cell. That is why it is different from a regular Py file that only contains the source code. In addition to all this, we also have auto completion and IntelliSense. To demonstrate it, let's remove the print statement and let's put back the df. We know df, which is data frame, which is an object with multiple properties. To look at all of the properties and methods available, put a dot and press tab. And now you will see all of the attributes and methods of the object. So let's say describe and invoke it. Now, if you want to see what this describe method does, what parameters it takes in, what it does, etc., etc., hover over this describe method and hold Shift and Tab. And this will open up a tooltip which will give you insights about this method. So you can see it takes in these particular inputs, and below it provides a description of the method, saying it generates descriptive statistics. Let me show you one more feature. If you, let's say, want to comment out a line, similar to VS Code, you can also do the same thing here. All you have to do is press Command/ on Mac and Control/ on Windows. If we press the same combination again, it removes the comment. Very, very similar to VS Code. So these are some of the useful shortcuts in Jupyter. In the next few sections, we will work with a real machine learning project. So I'm very excited. I'll see you there.